Once you are not overworking your muscles by trying to have good posture, in this video, I am going to teach you how to have good sitting posture by throwing away the idea of posture in general. So this idea of having good posture is a little bit silly when you think about it, because when you think about posture, you think about something that is a static state, a position of having your spine straight, your shoulders rolled back, and that is good posture. But where does movement come into the picture with this idea of posture? As human beings, we are always moving. So let's, instead of thinking about posture, let's think about acture, which is a term coined by lovely Moshe Feldenkrais, because he didn't like the idea of posture because it represents this idea of something that is a static state. Instead, we should be thinking about acture, which is action and posture put together, which means that we are in an alignment that allows us to move freely, easily from one direction to another direction. Once you are not overworking your muscles by trying to have good posture, you'll then have good posture. And I say this because I've worked with a lot of people who have many difficulties with shoulder mobility simply because they have learned that their shoulders need to be in a certain place. Think about this for a second. Your shoulders need to be in a certain place. Your shoulders need to be in a certain place. Your shoulders need to be in a certain place. Your shoulders need to be in a certain place. Can you easily move your shoulders if you are holding them in a certain place? If you're holding your shoulders back and trying to open your chest, now reach forward. And you're probably thinking, well, obviously I'm going to move, but here's what you don't realize, is that what you do on a habitual basis becomes a learned pattern in your brain. So if you are just constantly reminding yourself that and constantly doing that, your brain goes there. You do that. You start to hold it back. And before you know it, the next time you reach, it's a little bit limited because you've spent a lot of time focusing on rolling your shoulders back. You haven't spent a lot of time on moving your shoulder forward and back. So your brain map of something simple like this and how that motion from the shoulder moving forward and back connects to your chest and to your ribs, and how that connects to rotation and how that goes down through your pelvis, because you don't spend time thinking or practicing those type of movements. Those type of movements have very little structure. In your movement repertoire workbook, you don't have many pages of those movements. When you figure out how to move your body as a whole system, then you don't need to think about rolling your shoulders back and lifting your chest up high. Good posture will come when you learn what it means to move freely. Because when you move freely, you are doing it from a state that is well organized. Okay, let's get to it. So with all of that being said, let's do a Feldenkrais lesson where you will learn how to move your spine more freely. Situate yourself towards the edge of a chair with your sit bones pointing towards the floor, and you're just sitting comfortably relaxed above your sit bones. It's very useful if you've done my previous video so you feel what it is to have a comfortably stacked spine above a pelvis that is organized on its base efficiently. Or you could just try it and see how it goes. I don't know. Let me know. Make sure you do the video. Now that you are sitting in an organized way, start off by observing which side is easier for you to turn your head to. When I ask you to turn your head, notice which side is easier for you to turn to, and also notice what you see easily on that side of you. So begin by turning to look over your right shoulder, only going as far as it's comfortable, noticing where you can go to extra easily. Then bring yourself back to the center and then turn yourself to look over your left shoulder. And again, notice where you go to comfortably and what you see on your left side. Make a mental side note of that so that we can compare at the end of the lesson. Next, begin by taking your right hand on your chest and turn to look over your right shoulder while keeping your right hand on your chest. Only turning to the degree that feels easy and smooth, and then slowly returning to your center and repeat. This is going to give you awareness of how your head and your chest move together. While you continue to repeat this motion, make sure you do it slow enough that it's not fatiguing you. Remember, we want to decrease the stimulation to the nervous system, so we don't want to go too fast or too far because it will be harder for you to sense all the moving parts and it'll be harder for you to learn something new. Go ahead and let go. And just from doing that a few times, go ahead and look over your right shoulder. Come back to your center. Look over your left shoulder. Notice if there's a difference from doing something like that. Again, with your right hand onto your chest, this time also take your left hand onto your forehead. Like you're taking your temperature, allow your hand to nicely shape your forehead. And as you turn to look over your right shoulder, feel what is happening to your body weight at your sit bones. As you turn to look over your right shoulder, you may find that you shift your body weight to your left sit bone. You may find that you shift your body weight to your right sit bone. Whatever it is you do, the next time you turn to look over your right shoulder, see if you can go about the movement small and slow enough that you can keep your body equally on both sit bones. No weight shifting. And that might mean a slightly smaller turn, and that's perfectly okay. It's going to teach you how to move somewhere a little bit differently within you. Now, I don't say how many times to do these things because it's not about how many times you do it. It's about the focus that you give and bring to the table when you're doing it. So there might be moments where you notice that your arm is getting tired and you decide to just let your hand go. And I might still be going into the movement. That's okay. What I don't want is to give you repetitions so that your mind is focused on the amount that you're doing and getting to an end goal, rather than keeping your mind focused on the sensations you are feeling internally and teaching yourself how to move in a way that feels pleasant inside. That's why I don't give repetitions. So just do the amount that feels good, stop sooner, keep going if you want to keep going. Self-directed learning, whatever works better for you. So again, we're going to take the right hand on your chest and you're going to take your left hand on your forehead. Turn yourself to your right, and this time stay there to whatever degree feels comfortable. Notice that your chest is slightly turned towards the right, your body weight is equal on your sit bones, and your eyes and your head are turned towards the right as well. Well, now use your right hand on your chest to remind yourself to keep your chest turned to the right as you slowly use your left hand to guide your head and your eyes back to center, and then use your left hand to guide your head and your eyes to the right again. Doing a small amount, again, whatever feels easy, so that you don't bring in old habits. You encourage new sensations to grow and flourish within you. Do it a few times, do it less, do it more, but I'm going to start bringing mine to a close. So the next time that you're coming to center with your eyes in your head, bring your chest back to center and relax your arms down. Take a pause so that you're not fatiguing yourself. If you find that your back is tired just from sitting in this position, pause the video and lay down onto your back. But make sure to watch the video until the end so that you do the movements fully on both sides. Look over your right shoulder and notice what that's feeling like. Come back to your center, look over your left shoulder. Does it feel different from one side to the other side? Let's start taking this whole process over to our left side. So take your left hand onto your chest and slowly begin turning to look over your left shoulder, feeling how you can turn your chest as you look over your left shoulder, and then you come back to your center. So if you don't find your chest moving as you turn to look over your left shoulder, you can guide your chest to move by gently pulling with your left hand at the skin of your chest to turn slightly left as you look over your left shoulder. And I promise you, you do not need to go far to create an effect within your brain. The next time you come back to center, go ahead and lower your left hand down for a moment. Take a breath, maybe close your eyes. Just a moment of rest, a moment of refresh. Take your left hand onto your chest again. Also take your right hand onto your forehead, allowing your palm to really shape to your skull. This time, as you turn to look over your left shoulder, observe what is happening with the weight at your sit bones, the bones that you are sitting on. Do you find that you shift your body weight more onto one sit bone as you turn? And now, is it possible for you to keep your body weight equal on your sit bones as you turn yourself? Which again might mean that you have to turn a little bit smaller, which is perfectly fine. Do the small amount, do the easy amount. When you are doing the easy amount, you are moving better. It's funny that we've been so trained to think that moving easily is not efficient. It's really simple. Okay, let's bring it back to center. Relax. Again, take a moment. Maybe lay down onto the floor for a second. Just lay flat on your back if you need to take a full rest. If you're ready to continue, left hand on your chest, right hand on your forehead. Keeping your body weight equal on both sit bones, slowly turn your head to look over your left shoulder. And the next time you go there, find a place that is comfortable for you to stay. You're going to keep your chest turned towards the left here, while you use your right hand to slowly guide your head back to center, and then use your right hand to guide your head to the left again. If you can only do a teeny bit amount that feels really easy, no discomfort, then just do that teeny bit amount. You'll learn more from that. Make sure your breathing is relaxed, comfortable, and easy. And the next time that you're turning yourself back to center, go ahead and bring your chest back to center, your head back to center, and rest. Now, let's have you turn to look over your left shoulder. Did that change? Turn to look over your right shoulder. Do you remember when you first turned to look over a shoulder and what you were able to see when you were only respecting your comfort? As you turn to look over each shoulder again, notice if you're able to see something a little bit beyond your original point. And there you have it. You have efficiently increased your brain's map of movement. You've added another sheet to your movement workbook I'm proud of you. Make sure to check back next Monday so that you can learn more movement patterns. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments below if the movement became easier for you. If you're interested in trying a fuller Feldenkrais lesson, I do have a course available for purchase. The link is down below. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching to the end. And here's to another lesson of diversifying your movement patterns for a higher quality of life.